Erev Tov Rabotai, we are continuing with our Mishna Yomi Masechet Sotah. We are up to Perek Daled Mishnah Hey. Today's Mishnayot should be Le'elu Nishmat Neria ben Svetlana Ranbayev Eliyahu ben Burcha Israelov Chana bad Miriam Sason ben Raya and Yoshua ben Shifra Menuchatam began Eden Amen Eleavdi ben Chaim lechaim v'lerefuah shelemav Daniel Shalom ben Rosa betor Shah Chulei Israel. Now there are times when a court will act in the place of a husband and warn his wife not to be alone with a certain man. The Mishnah begins, Ve'elu shebedin mikanin lahen, and these women are warned by the court, Misha nitcharesh ba'alah o nishtata, one whose husband became a deaf mute or insane, such that he is legally incompetent, and his warning does not have legal significance, or she'ach havush b'bet ha'asurin, or one whose husband was locked up in a prison. If a court hears a rumor that any of these women is acting inappropriately with another man, the court will warn her not to be alone with him, since the husband himself cannot warn her. Now the Mishnah records a dispute as to whether a woman warned by a court drinks the bitter water. Lo lashkota amru. The rabbis did not say that the warning is effective to have her drink the water, ela lefoslah miktubatah, but only to disqualify her from collecting her ktubah payment. According to this Tana, while the court can warn a wife for her husband, only a husband can bring his wife to a temple and have her drink the Sotah water, as implied by the verse in Bamidbar chapter 5 verse 15, and the husband shall bring his wife to the Kohen. And even after the husband is released from the prison or is cured and regained his mental abilities, he cannot make her drink on the basis of the court's warning, because the Torah teaches that the same party, the husband or the court, that warned the wife must also be the one that has her drink the water. Therefore, if the court gave the warning, the husband cannot have her drink. The court's warning is effective only in that if the woman disobeys the warning, she is forbidden to her husband and she loses her ktubah payment. Rabbi Yossi omer af lashkota. However, Rabbi Yossi says that a court's warning is effective even to have her drink the water. Meaning, when her husband gets out of prison or he is cured and regains his mental abilities, he can have her drink based on the court's warning. Now, Rabbi Yossi agrees that only the husband can ever drink the water. However, he holds that it is enough that the court warned her. He does not need to have warned her himself. And the Rav does tell us, Venechak Rabbi Yossi, the halakha does not follow the opinion of Rabbi Yossi. And that is the end of Perek Daled, Mishnah Hey. We continue with Perek Hey, Mishnah Aleph. The Mishnah discusses the man with whom the Sotah is accused of having committed adultery. Kshem shamayim botkin otah. Just as the bitter water tests the Sotah, so does the bitter water test the man, meaning if they are guilty, the bitter water will kill not only the Sotah, but also her partner. Wherever the adulterer happens to be, he will die at the same time and in the same way as the Sotah, as the Gemara says in Masechet Sotah, page 28a, and the Rambam writes in the Chut Sotah, chapter 3, halacha 17. Shneimar, as it is stated, ubau, and the water will come, and the water will come. Each time the word ubau appears in the passage of the Sotah, it is written with an extra letter vav at the beginning of the word. These extra letters were added to teach that whatever happens to the Sotah will also happen to the man. The word ubau and the water shall come appears 3 times in the Torah's passage about the Sotah in Sefer Bamidbar chapter 5, verse 22, verse 24, and verse 27. The first teaches that God gave the bitter water the power to kill the Sotah. The second promises the Jewish people that the water will act as described. And the third tells us that the water will strike her belly first and then her thigh. Each time the word appears, it has a letter Vav and at the beginning. These 3 letters were added to teach that just as the 3 previous points applied to the Sotah, so do they apply to her partner, as the Tosfot Yom Tov explains based on the Gemara on page 28a in Masechet Sotah. Another law that applies to the man, Kishem Shasura Labal, just as a Sotah is prohibited to her husband until she drinks the bitter water and is proven innocent, Kach Asura Laboel, so is she prohibited to the adulterer, meaning even if her husband dies or divorces her, so she is free to remarry, she is forbidden to that man. Shneimar, as it is stated in Bamidbar chapter 5 verse 29, Nitma'at v'nitma'a, became defiled and became defiled, meaning instead of saying the word without a vav, nitma'a, became defiled, the Torah adds a vav, v'nitma'a, and became defiled, to teach that she is also forbidden to the adulterer. Divrei Rabbi Akiva, these are the words of Rabbi Akiva, who holds that we can derive a law from an extra vav, such as this one. The Mishnah cites supports for this teaching. Amar Rabbi Yoshua says, Kachei Adoresh Zechariah ben HaKatzav. Zechariah ben HaKatzav would also interpret the verse in this way. And the following Tana is a different source for the second law. Rebbe says, Shne Pe'amim Ma'amurim B'Parsha Im Nitma'a. Twice in the Torah's passage about the Sotah, her defilement is mentioned in Bamidbar chapter 5, verse 27 and 29. Once when it says if she became defiled, and once when it says she became defiled. Echad la'ba'al ve'echad la'bo'el. One is for the husband, teaching that she is forbidden to her husband, and one is for the adulterer, teaching that she is also forbidden to him. Unlike Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi holds that a law cannot be derived from an extra vav. He therefore has a different source for the prohibition of the woman to the adulterer. Rabbi must also disagree with Rabbi Akiva's source for the Mishnah's first law, that the water punishes the adulterer, since that source too is based on extra vavs. Rabbi's source for that law is stated in the Gemara on page 28a in Mesechet Sotah. And that is the Rabotai of today's Mishna Yomi. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen v'amen.